Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Last week we finished Bumerang build and today I would like to show you how to paint this model in 3-tonal camo. And for anyone who tries to post political comments, I'm going to delete anything that isn't related to modeling. Please keep this place a modeling channel, not a political one. As always, I start by disassembling the model into elements that make painting easier and then I clean them with model degreaser. In this way, all surfaces are cleaned of dirt that occurred during the construction of the model and prepared for painting. I covered all metal elements with a layer of primer for metal parts, which will significantly improve adhesion to the surface. After covering the entire model with grey primer, I prepared the wheels and small elements, of which there are generally only 3 pieces, for applying the primer. Thoroughly mixing the paint is very important for trouble-free painting. Browsing through photos of the Bumerang on the internet, I often came across shots showing these vehicles with a long horizontal sticker in the colors of the Order of St. George, which has been used in recent years, especially at parades and equipment presentations. The producer added such a sticker in the transfer set, so I decided to use it as a template. With this easy trick I planned to show a short story of the use of this vehicle. It consists an exhibition model, then removing the stickers, painting the camo and serving in the line unit. This will be most visible by the trace on the green camo color. After cutting out the mask and sticking it in the right place, I started applying the right camo colors. First, the standard green, which is the base color. After painting and removing the mask, you can see a big contrast between the first and second painting. This is exactly what I wanted to achieve. Now it's time to start applying the next 2 colors. I used computer graphics with the camo layout that I wanted to copy onto my model, or at least use it as an idea for the layout of individual color spots. Fortunately, I have all sides of the vehicle visible. I start with sand, which I paint with airbrush, slowly building each color block. I do the same applying black, or more precisely black-blue. You know, now a bit of philosophy. If someone says that modeling calms the nerves, then maybe there's something to it, especially when we look at painting like this, which due to the need for precision requires devoting quite a lot of time. On the other hand, you can get annoyed that it takes so much time, especially if the model is as big as Bumerang. But I don't know what's worse, a large piece of plastic or a small model like BV206, on which we also paint camo. So what is your opinion? Do you think the same? I always paint the details after the main painting, and that was also the case with this model. It's not rocket science, so there is nothing to talk about. But I'd like to thank my super patrons for their support. It's become my tradition, but believe me, these are guys worth mentioning in every episode. The people who help me the most are Bulldog09, Christopher Obarski, Dale H. Dan Dubois, Dan Majszak, EMT364, Eric Kirwan, Hans Zub, Peter L. and Steve Ankin. But the people listed just now are also my great patrons. Please don't forget that you can be one of them. And I realize it's not easy these days, but if you have a few bucks you could drop in my cup, that would be great. Thanks! Oh, and one more thing. Remember that if you join for free you probably won't be able to view my work. Better try the 7 days free trial, which will give you many more possibilities. The stickers for the mirrors are interesting. They are laser cut and ready to use. At first I had mixed feelings, but in the end I used them and they look quite good. Now I started preparing the jammer system. As I mentioned in the previous episode, the small number of photos forced me to turn on my imagination at full speed and prepare the colors according to my own taste and common sense. Of course I painted the whole thing with acrylic paints. Once all the colors were in place, I started preparing the mount based on the manufacturer's packaging where it's presented, and additionally using resin elements from the set. Maybe to be precise, it wasn't that the belts were missing, but they were cast from resin and I wanted to create a bit of a mess with the arrangement. It was impossible using these parts. That's why I used fragments with buckles and cut all the missing belts from paper. I prepared the hooks using thin copper wire. Working with CA glue, I arranged each strip in an interesting way and left it to dry completely. In this way I created a cool looking element. And now some cables. Of course, to make the work easier I used soldering wire. And here too I was guided by my own guesses because I lacked photos with visible connections of the entire system. In the end a little tangle did the job and it looks good enough. Finally I covered the entire model with a glossy varnish, preparing it for weathering, which will be the content of episode 3 in a week. So if you had a good time watching it, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel for more videos with my projects. As I said before, you can also consider joining to my Patreon group, because you can find their daily reports from my workshop even if I don't broadcast regular videos on YouTube. Please remember that your support if you join is highly appreciated and helps me do what I do here at ColdDemons.pl. Thanks to this, I will try to give you some interesting content to keep you informed and entertained. In the next episode I will show you the weathering stage, so stay tuned. That's all for today, see you next time, cheers!